Somebody come through. I don't remember who it was.
That's the thing with you in old ageism, sir.
Man.
Yeah.
Coffee and condoms.
So passive, woke up them asses. That I was raw today, put on their glasses. That I was gone today, reread the tablet. I am just a human doing shit you can't fathom.
Podcast with me, your host, Scooter, aka the Funky Grandpa. This is Coffee and Condoms, and you are tuning into the newest podcast going down. It's bananas. I am your host, the Funky Grandpa, aka Scooter. I am an exhibitionist. I have no problem being naked in front of anybody, anywhere.
So we're gonna start the show.
There we
That's
go.
what it is. What's good? It is Coffee and Condoms, man. We got the whole squad officially in the building.
What's happening?
You know, so man, everybody work our way around and introduce ourselves. To my right,
Tari free.
and to my left,
Miss Newman, baby.
and to the left of her.
Hey man, if you don't know who I am, man, hit yourself in the face. It's Jwill the comic.
And I is your host, the one, the only, the Funky Grandpa, aka Scooter. This is what it is, man. Welcome to Coffee and Condoms. Thank you, my people.
What's that?
welcome.
Good to see y'all. How's everybody week's been?
Good.
Glad it's over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Look, when you start doing the asthma, you know what kind of week it's been.
So look, I've been doing like these little my TikTok posts, right? And here's what's crazy is because I've been doing these posts, and I usually get like 200, maybe 300. But my last couple posts been hitting the thousands.
Ooh, look at
But
you.
it's because I've been talking about the Tacoma area. So I happened to go out onto the street the other day. I was walking my dog early in the morning, and the street go like say this long, right? A motherfucker is parking his car like this. This the car right here. The fist is the car. The curb in right here, and there's still some car back there. And I was like, yo, this is some Washingtonian shit. Because anywhere else you get a ticket.
Right.
Yeah.
But Washington, as long as you got curb
If you
or some curb,
just don't hit the painted area.
and if it ain't no fire hydrant right there,
Yeah.
you good. You can park, and they not getting ticketed.
No.
So I had did a post about it. I was like, yo, this is some TikTok. Y'all need to see this shit. This is some Washingtonian shit. Mind you, on the East Coast, if you park in the wrong direction, you can get a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got to be poked that way or the opposite.
But you have to remember too, like, especially like in the East Coast, I don't think you drive as much, right?
I mean, you do if you want to live.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Transportation ain't safe.
but I mean, here, I mean, I think it's more spread out, and so
Yeah, true indeed.
you
True
know.
indeed. Yeah.
Well, I'm old country folk, man. We park right in the middle of the damn yard, so I ain't never
Yeah.
had these issues. Hey, the curves up here color coded. That's beautiful,
Yeah.
man. Y'all paint y'all shit.
Y'all just do
Yeah,
dirt
and
roads.
every once in a while, somebody might like
Block you
portion
in.
off, like they might portion off a part of their land and call it a yard and be like, "Don't get on my grass."
Yeah.
But other than that, shit, you pull out. Hell, you can go out there and buy 10
Man.
goddamn Chevys in the
I used to drive
goddamn
from my
yard.
front yard to my backyard. I don't call it lazy. It was easier.
So much yard
Man,
land.
just drive around. That's how I learned to drive in the yard.
There
We
you
didn't get
go.
on the road.
We just learned these rules.
So we got a lot going on, man. So here's a couple things. Let me put y'all on. So I reached out to a couple local artists that I know to get some music sent out. So that way we can like get like a 15, 10-minute break. You know, everybody want to use the bathroom, pee, whatever they want to do. And then we come back and then drop some more music and then come back. That way we can hit our topics and, you know, flow a little bit more and
You
give
wanna
us
be
some break time.
professional.
I'm trying. I'm
Sounds
trying.
good. Okay, let's
I'm
do it. Let's
trying.
do it. Let's do it.
So I wanted to kick this off with the revisit of the Puffy shit because I don't know if y'all been keeping up, but now that he been in court, like a lot, like they didn't interview Cassie. Cassie didn't.
Yeah.
Man,
Ba-
Big
Basically-
bellied and everything.
Boy,
That
she
poor
man,
woman.
she came
like,
out.
like seriously, that poor woman.
Yeah.
Like some people probably wouldn't agree with that. And I'm sure prosecution, if I'm not mistaken, prosecution was like, you know, why were you still doing the freak offs and stuff like that? And it makes me understand why women who are victims do not report.
Okay.
Because they are villainized
Right.
for being victims. And they are and you know, we don't know what kind of shit she went through in that house. We really don't.
No.
And so people, you have women from domestic violence, and that's always one of those big questions. Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? Have you ever gotten your ass beat on a daily basis and tried to leave?
Let me tell you something. Real talk. I lived with a joint for like 2 years. And I'm telling you, she was psychotic. She had came from an abusive relationship. So for her, that's what love was.
Yeah.
So she would like, this is back in the 90s where like FUBU had the fleece shirts. They was like $90 shirts. She would rip my shirts down the middle, just doing all kind of damage, trying everything to get me to strike her. You know what I'm saying? And at first, it started out with the rough grabs, then a little poke a little bit, and then a little chokehold, and then a little pluck, and then all of a sudden we was on and popping. And I was like, and it was crazy. And I'm gonna tell you this.
So unhealthy.
If
So
I was not a dude who defended himself, I would have been one of them abused dudes.
Yeah.
I would have been an abused
Yeah.
dude. She had no problem setting it off.
Yeah.
At no time.
But I grew up Southern, so like in my households, it was not abuse; it was a relationship.
Right.
I watched my uncles punch my aunts. Man,
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
my mama talk way too much, and I've heard 1,000 warnings before the lick comes.
Right.
So I'm not saying that I agree with it, but it was the way I was raised. So like to see someone in an abusive relationship, I was one of those people go, why didn't you leave? Because man, that's what happened when my mom got tired of it. She left.
That's right.
But how long she took it, I couldn't tell you because as a kid, you don't see
You don't see
everything.
it.
You don't know everything. And that's what this new internet generation, man, has this. We getting parts of the story from the internet.
Exactly.
But I think we thinking about it from because all of us are older, right? So we're thinking abuse. But this chick is actually going through like
Traffic.
like
Yes.
like this is not just
again,
abuse. This is sex.
Yeah.
But
like
we
he
can
beating
speak
you
for our
up.
kids. Like our kids, like dating
Right.
now. Like I
Man.
look at my kids, and my kids will argue, fuss, fight. Man, they with somebody to put hands on. All of this is what we and when we as parents go leave, we don't understand how they can't leave because that's not what they saw. We didn't do it.
First of all, kids are getting in relationships now like in the sixth grade.
grade.
What
Yeah.
kind of shit is that?
Oh, God.
And it's
I
physical.
still was watching G.I. Joe in the 6th grade.
Yeah. What? I am so on the fence.
Okay,
Because,
that's it.
and saying, because I'm a fighter backer.
Fighter
Right.
backer.
Fighter
Right.
backer.
That's a real term too. Google.
Word.
And when the first time he hit me, and I can't say, I'm speaking for me.
Right,
Okay.
right, absolutely.
I'd have tried to cut his goddamn heart out.
Right.
Hot oatmeal his ass.
But I think I agree
But
with
you
you
do
on
have
that.
women that are weak and they like, they're not fighter backers or they're fighter
Right.
backers in a way. And that she was scared of his power or whatever
Right.
the case. But in my brain, I try to put myself, empathy. I
Yeah.
try to put myself in a victim's place where I've been trafficked, right?
Right.
And I haven't been, but I try to put
Right,
myself
right,
in
right,
that
right.
position.
But that's awfully
And
hard
it's-
to do.
In my brain, it's like
so hard.
I would always be thinking of a master plan or how to get the fuck away
Right,
type of
right.
thing. Like, and in the position that she was in, she could have killed him and it would have been self-defense. Or she could, I'm like, I don't
But you're
know.
not
I
thinking
just-
of it
But
that
but
way.
Yeah.
the thing is
I don't
also
know.
too. Let's remember too. There's manipulation, mind games,
She
power.
wanted the-
There's also
career.
drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs. When trafficked trafficking victims, they're drugged constantly.
they're-
So
yeah.
tell me how you're gonna get away when you're all fucked up.
When you want that
like
drug.
tell me how you're gonna think
But
of a
she was
master
at, what,
plan.
11 years? She did
But
what
let's
that
not
shit
mention
11
that. Let's
years?
not forget to mention the fact that the folks that's around him,
Yeah.
the Danny
They're
DeCane
the
chick,
same.
the Danny
It's
DeCane
just-
chick. She, mind you, you got people that's there with you. That's like, look, just stay with me, and-
Right.
Right. Because I don't want you to go because I'm getting fucked up.
Right.
And while you're here, I'm
Right.
getting less fucked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So one, I'm trying to like, hey, stay. We can run together,
Right.
girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, that's why you got to be on your solo slave shit. No, I'm out. Run,
Well,
brother,
and
run.
I think what's sad too
Run,
is
brother, run.
that
I'm
when they use love as manipulation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love
And
doesn't hurt.
and emotional things like
Love doesn't
and
hurt.
women, we're emotional creatures,
Love doesn't hurt.
so
But
It
look here.
shouldn't.
it's
Here's
not
what I
supposed
know.
to.
Diddy going to jail. And it's gonna be the greatest damn talent show in jail
In
ever.
jail
'Cause
ever.
R. Kelly.
Him
in
and R.
there,
Kelly.
Man, Diddy gonna come bring the beats. And you know it's some dancing ass dudes in jail somewhere.
Shit, all them solid gold dancers up in there.
Man, it's gonna
And
be
when
a
I say
party
solid gold
there.
dancers, I mean solid gold.
Here's what's crazy though. They got the world saying freak offs.
Yeah.
That
It's
shit
gonna be
pisses
coined
me
as
off.
a word.
Well, the freak offs now. No, it's called orgy.
As
It's
Right,
called an orgy.
thank you,
And
thank
they try to make
you.
it sound worse. These freak offs, but the news don't put it out there. So now all these white folks are like, "Are you inviting me to a freak off,
I just want
brother?"
to know: are they gonna call in a representative from Johnson & Johnson about all the baby oil? Because I know
That's-
sales went
isn't
down.
that
got
nuts?
to.
Right.
Kinda got to.
They're gonna find out that motherfucker owns stock in Johnson and
Right.
Johnson. He don't even have to
Yeah.
ask them for
Kevin
the
to
shit.
talk.
They just send it.
Yeah.
I saw they
For the
had-
freak offs.
I
For the
saw
freak
they had Ma Dukes up at court too. She was in there in her blonde wig, and they said that she was the originator of the freak offs. That his mother was the
what?
original. Yeah,
Not
that his
surpri-
mother
And
was
that's,
the
you know what?
originator.
That's
of the
not
freak offs.
surprising because he did not get that way. He just did not. You know what I'm saying?
you just didn't
He's a
become
part
freak
of
off.
that.
He
Yeah.
just woke up
He
horny
is-
one day.
yeah,
he
Said,
did not.
1,
He's-
2,
and-
12, 13.
Right, right.
Freak off.
Yeah, and that I mean, and you look at that, it's like it's how you're raised.
Yeah, they said
It's
his
what
mother
he
was
saw.
the originator.
It's maybe
But
even
then, if
what
that's
he
the case,
was forced
they
to
gonna send
participate
P. Diddy
in.
to jail. He gonna still come out rich because if he a victim of circumstance, as we trying to say, then his daddy was a drug dealing gangster. So
Oh,
that means
yeah.
everything in his mama name.
Right.
So what they gonna take from him?
Or in his name anyway.
Or the kid, or the children's
Diddy
name.
can't be his real
No,
name.
no, no,
Well,
you're
and
right.
that's the other thing too. He had his children involved.
So I mean,
His
at the end of the
oldest
day, If
child.
he go to jail, his book's gonna be
Hey,
good.
they said that Will Smith took his kid to the freak off.
Lord.
Ain't
Which
J-
one,
J-
Jaden?
no, the boy, Jaden. Yeah,
Jaden?
Jaden.
That's why he's
Hey,
weird.
Can you
That-
imagine?
Like
why?
apparently he came out and said some shit like, "Yo, Pop dropped me off the Puff House."
And me and Justin Bieber dated.
But look at that little boy.
Yeah, he
Look-
weird.
look-
He been
at
cool
Jaden.
since
Yeah.
the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Look
weird.
at him. Look
He's
at him.
Weird.
Yeah.
After the Karate Kid, that little fella was something different.
Now the little girl,
he light as a
Willow,
feather.
she's an artist.
She weird too.
But
Because
yeah,
she used to whip her hair back
yeah.
and forth. She's bald headed as hell.
She's and her
Well,
brand
then
of
again.
music is Billie Eilish on the dark
Yeah,
side, kind
yeah,
of gothic.
Yeah.
But that boy
The
is
boy one.
he
Yeah.
is that
The
boy.
That boy.
Yeah,
boy.
that Jaden, that them damn purses with the made like houses and shit. And you gotta wonder like what's really going on because he just looks like a blank slate in the face. If you really see pictures, so I
all
do
the
believe
time.
he probably want to fuck his daddy up. Like, bitch, why you let me go
I
get my
think
booty
it's-
popped up
yeah,
like
it's
that,
a
man?
Sad
said,
situation.
That
Why
just
you
be
popped up like that, man?
unfortunate.
Why you do that? to me?
So
Unfortunate.
Dad, we gonna keep it talking and everything, but we're gonna jump into these songs. This is my man. His name is Reggie. Reggie, aka Prince Regicide, man. He called himself the Prince period, but he got bars, man. This is my dude, man. I want y'all to check him out. One of Tacoma's own, man. He's live. Check it out.
All right.
Oh yeah, Regicide certified, don't trip. Grind smart, not high, you know what it is. Sway side forever.
Where's that, bruh, bruh? Top of the map, bruh, bruh. Everybody got a sack, bruh, bruh. Where you from? Where I'm from that tack, bruh, bruh. Yeah, I'm from the tack, bruh, bruh. I'm from the tack, bruh, bruh. Yeah, get your ass smacked, bruh, bruh. This that 253, we rep the tack, bruh, bruh.
This tag town, bruh, bruh, yeah. Every day it's going down, bruh, bruh, yeah. Regicide with a crown, bruh, bruh. Full around and end up in a Puget Sound, bruh, bruh, yeah. Pitching on the mound, bruh, bruh. Baseballs everywhere like right near, bruh, bruh, yeah. No uniform, I'm in the trap zone. Talking on my main line, texting on my trap phone. 253, you fuck around and get your cap blown. Robbed at the parking lot, pussy, now your cap gone. We the wrong ones that you ever wanna pass on. Turn to a boss, but I used to put the mask on. Front of 44, I 24s, through Tacoma, blowing drone, cause I'm a stoner, and you better keep it burning. These young boys wildin' and these chicks to set you up. You wanna talk about trapping, gotta do some catching up, bruh.
Yeah, where's that, bruh, bruh? Yeah. Top of the map, bruh, bruh. Yeah. Everybody got a sack, bruh, bruh. Where you from? Where I'm from that tack, bruh, bruh. Yeah, I'm from the tack, bruh, bruh. I'm from the tack, bruh, bruh. Yeah, get your ass smacked, bruh, bruh. This that 253, we rep the tack, bruh, bruh.
Grind smart, not hard, bruh, bruh. And you better look the part, bruh, bruh. Bob Barker price is right, bruh, bruh. Everybody trader go ready to fight, bruh, bruh. Yeah, we getting money, bruh, bruh. Cut you off, you acting funny, bruh, bruh. You can stay from round here with that lame shit. The wrong one to disrespect, the last one to play with. Grew up with the OG, so what you think that came with? A whole lot of games, so fish scale famous. Out of town is scared to come, they say it's too dangerous. But it's some nice parts, it just depends who you hang with. Me, I'm in the trenches with the trappers trying to make it happen. I know I'm too real for this shit, I wanna quit rapping. But Tacoma helped me to be a G. Now it's 36 O's and about 50 P's, bruh. Yeah.
Where's that, bruh? Yeah. Top of the map, bruh. Yeah. Everybody got a sack, bruh. Where you from? Where I'm from that tack, bruh. Yeah. I'm from the tack, bruh. I'm from the tack, bruh. Yeah, get your ass smacked, bruh. This that 253, we rep the tack, bruh. Catch up my bread.
Regicide certified, don't trip, grind smart, not hard.
You owe a little money, then I'm probably on your head, though. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. It's a sticky situation, gotta play it how you play it, though. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. My first GD's fine, but the next you gotta pay for. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. Yeah, we winning over here. I'm just saying that I'm keeping scout. So cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Ay, cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread.
Put the track on and press play, nigga. Yeah, put the cash in and press pay, nigga. I'm a product of the tack and the sway, nigga. Nutty Northwest, go dumb like the bait, nigga. Yeah, money on my mind, need it on time. TKO, no punchlines when it's crunch time. I advise you keep going at the stop sign. Little homies got the corner locked like prime time. Money collar red foes, bring it out, shine time. GSNH, everything, grind time. And you know that I'm the owner and the boss. I'm regicide certified to tell you different than this false. Cash at my bread now where I can get it on site. But if you slip it on play, then you gon' get it on sight. And that's life. Sometimes I know that I ain't acting right, but I'm a real jack boy, and you know I'm active right.
You owe a little money, then I'm probably on your head, though. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. It's a sticky situation, gotta play it how you play it, though. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. My first GD's fine, but the next you gotta pay for. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. Yeah, we winning over here. I'm just saying that I'm keeping scout. So cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Ay, cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread.
Yeah, sunny outside, gotta get it in. And when the rain start to fall, gotta take it in. He don't wanna let me try, gotta take it in. Hit it with the acetol, double up and weigh again. Yeah, wear a little more when it's wet. This that pure fish scale and you can whip it all back. Don't forget my username when it's time to cash out. Cause I'm trying to cash out so I can double right back. Yeah, that. Get money 4 ways, got 2 phones. Either way in 16, no 36 zones. Love when the money sign pop on the phone. Another cash app deposit juggy so you know it's on. No Walmart to Walmart, got another way. Send 28 right now, the rest another day. 24 hours, now it's time for another play. Cash out my bread or we can play it how you wanna play.
You owe a little money, then I'm probably on your head, though. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. It's a sticky situation, gotta play it how you play it, though. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. My first GD's fine, but the next you gotta pay for. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out. Yeah, we winning over here. I'm just saying that I'm keeping scout. So cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread. Ay, cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread, bro. Cash out my bread.
They don't have jobs, so they don't have Zelle.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. So again, it is Coffee and Condoms, and as you see, this is something we trying to do. We trying to, get more professional with our shit. And again, that's my man. Shout out to Prince Reggie, man, doing his thing. He got bars. I like him. He's dope.
Cash out my bread.
Cash out my bread. So for those that are just tuning in, again, first off, let me say this: Coffee and Condoms every Saturday, live 2 p.m. on YouTube. Go to Funky Grandpop and then look up Coffee and Condoms. Also, if you're an artist and you want to get your music played, please send it to me. Funky, FNKY, Grand, GRNDP, the number 0, POP0P. There you go. At gmail.com. That is where you can send your music there. Nice. I know it was a struggle. I know it was a struggle.
You don't do well with all the alphabet.
Talk about the joint we got coming up, May 30th.
Man, May 30th, out in Lakewood, right off of Stillicum at the Fan Club. You got yours truly hosting. Night of Laughs, man. I got Scoop coming through, KJ.
Yeah.
Miss Newman's on the
I saw
bill.
that.
My sister Twin. And we got the newcomer Andre West, who is killing Tacoma Comedy Club every week, man.
Nice.
We're all coming to the building. It's the first show. No entrance fee. I say free.
Free.
What I said?
Free 99.
No
$63.
money.
So, man,
60 free.
there's no reason why you can't come through. But out there, man, they got some banging ass food. The drinks is official.
Word.
We got DJ Tankzilla on the ones and twos doing the music.
Word.
So when I say we about to put on a hell of a show, man, please take my word, best believe we about to bring comedy to Lakewood my way. So you know it's always a turn up when I'm on the building.
And come fuck with us, because I'm in kicking mode. It is officially my birthday. This is a special one for me. 'Cause
Let's go.
There you go.
It's 5/25/25. I will never be able to celebrate the 25th day on the 25th year again.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's really
mean?
Special.
I'll never be able to celebrate that again. So I'm bringing it in 50 extra.
Right,
And yo, I can't wait, dude. I'm going out of town. I'm about to be out there somewhere on somebody beach, bucket naked. Bucket naked. But, yo, they tell me put my clothes on. I'm just put a leaf. That's it. I'll put on some flip flops.
Just a leaf. Just a
to be
leaf.
in so many ways.
Just a leaf.
A leaf.
Just enough right here on the hip. Not
On the hip. Oh,
not
he
even
ain't coming.
nah.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm
But-
not even wearing it where it's supposed to go.
But you know, in some places, you can your penis is okay. It's as long as you cover up your ball sack, you good.
My boy-
Yeah, that your ball
boys
sack
all hang
because
together.
listen, your balls are your penis doesn't make the babies.
It's
Your
the
balls.
Oh,
So yes,
okay.
so your balls are
Alright.
to be protected. Like you supposed to cover up your coochie hole, and not not your entire coochie, just your coochie hole.
Got
But
it.
you're supposed to protect the balls because that's where the legacy is.
Well, that's good because I got some
That's
dick turtlenecks that I can wear.
There we go.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Ow!
I got some
I
dick
will not
turtlenecks.
participate in this conversation in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
I just
know
made
out
that
there
shit
they
up. It
looking at me
sounds
to
so
say
good.
something, and I'm not. I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one.
Not the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Special.
Okay.
You can only get them off Amazon under Funky Grandpa. Dick turtlenecks. Go ahead. Google that. So, yeah, moving on. I mean, again, the freak off is what it is. And I guess we all going to be there to find out how this ends for
Hey,
Puff.
man.
Right.
It's better. It ain't the OJ trial, man.
Nah,
I'm
not
sorry.
at all.
I was tuned in. I was all in
Yeah,
for OJ. Man. I didn't
right?
even know. I could give a damn less about what.
I mean, we
he
kind of know
did,
how this
man.
going to end.
It's
Nobody
Yeah.
died, but old boy whose car got blew up, right?
Right.
And Kim,
And
Yeah.
the lady who's missing and her lawyer and
the other witness. Yeah, only a couple people dead.
I
Shit.
mean, you know.
Diddy is like super mafia, man.
Yeah, I mean, when the call's said and done, they're going to find out that Hollywood is just nasty.
Hey,
Oh,
Bad Boy was
absolutely.
real.
Right.
1000%.
You
Matter
had
of
a
fact,
dude
Rich
named
is just
Loon.
nasty.
Yeah.
Loon was gangster, man. I don't
Yeah.
care what nobody say. Loon was gangster.
Gangster.
Bad Boy.
That Loon, that was on
Oh,
Bad Boy.
Loon.
Yeah.
Loon was gangster.
Yeah.
Even though
He used to have a little.
technically- Even though he
That's how he
used to
sounded.
invent a mumble rap and we didn't know what he
Yeah.
said, and he just looked like a New York dude, basically. All of them look like New York dudes.
Yeah.
Again, man.
Mace was my favorite.
You know what's crazy is because Loon had came out at one time by him being like he was on coke or some shit. Now it's like, damn, Loon was getting
Now he the
Looney.
ninth disciple.
They all were.
all of them.
I liked Mason
all
better.
of them.
Now he the ninth.
He's got him and somebody else has a
Cameron.
podcast.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Mason
Yeah.
looked like my baby daddy,
Yeah.
but my baby daddy, I liked Mason.
He left because he
Mace
wasn't
with
getting
the
paid.
Jesus
It's
came
like,
back.
y'all, I'm out.
Now he
went-
gangster.
Mace went, got church, came back, got a podcast, and got gangster
Yeah,
again.
gangster again, man.
He done
Yeah,
challenged
yeah.
a couple dudes. I heard him
Mason
challenge a
better.
couple dudes on there.
Hey, he said, I may look like this, but I'm not the nigga you really want to play with.
Really
Yeah.
slow like though.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
fast.
that nigga, man.
He the Red Bull.
So, Ms. Newman, you was
next?
talking about something while we was on the little break of the music playing and shit, man, and I wanted you to set it off and
Yes.
keep us talking about it. So please do.
Yes. Okay, everybody is always talking about what their type is. Like what their physical type is and
Right.
what their mental type is and what they're looking for in a spouse or relationship or whatever. And my question is, I could say from my point, my type, I like tall, dark, and handsome. I like strong guys. I like big dudes. I'm a right sized chick. So I have to have a right sized man to balance me off, right? So and I like quiet dudes. But in my years of searching or wanting to date that type of man, how has that worked for me? I'm single.
She's like, still
I'ma
out
go
To
with
a
here.
point. I'm a single to a, you know, and I say when I say
So
I'm
you saying
single,
we should
I'm
date
not
the
married.
opposite of what we
I'm
like?
so I'm thinking, since we are so busy dating, like for instance, like I have a friend and he likes little short, light skinned chicks, you know, very soft, very Mariah Carey-ish, Doja Cat-ish.
Okay.
And that's the type of woman that he's chased his whole life. That physical type. He's single. So
but you mentioned physical. You know what I'm saying, right? But
Right.
you
Well,
also
hold
kind of
on.
mentioned a little bit on like emotional and things that you just
Right.
want. So because I think that people's types, you have to intermingle all that, right?
Okay. But I mean, first attraction is physical attraction.
Always physical.
Let's get this straight. Like we talk about ending debate. Let's end the debate about this to the world. Listen, it is physical attraction. When I see you from across the room, I'm not looking like, gosh, she looks so
We have
smart.
said not one word.
You know what I'm saying? Not one time, man, she looks like she can cook
yet to
and
hear
clean a
your
good
voice.
house. Nothing.
I don't know
and
what
that's-
your
no,
degree
It
but
is
I
your
don't
physical
think-
attributes
right.
that draws me to
physical
you.
attraction.
Yes, absolutely.
but my thing again
All right.
is you like a certain type of, you know, when you are out
Right.
and you know what physically attracts you.
Hell yeah.
What physically attracts you about a woman.
Some
Now you
big
think that do you
titties.
have, but okay,
I'm
you
saying-
like big titties.
And big butt.
Okay, big butts. Okay,
I like
but
big
you
butts
also,
and I
but,
cannot lie.
But okay, but you also, do you have a color preference? Like, do you
I
kind
do. I
kind
do.
of like the light skin?
I
Do you
do.
like the
I
dark
do.
skin? Okay, so you have a type, a
That's true.
preference.
That's true.
So with you going for that type or that preference, right? In all these years, are you finding the fulfillment that you want and chasing your type is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because we go after our types, and yet so many people are single because we are chasing
Okay.
that type.
But I'm gonna have to say the nay no, my sister, and here's why.
Okay.
Because I done went after all types of different types of my type, right? I used to like a light skinned, short, big chested chick, right? And then and then big booty or whatever, right?
Patties.
I like the complete form of a woman. First off, let
Okay,
me say that complete form. I love everything about you. God put y'all fucking together. Let me say that. Right, and you are to be admired and loved, and I'm here for it. Flat the fuck out, right? So but on that note, I have tried every flavor you can think of, from a steamboat to a billy goat.
He said from
You know what I'm
a
saying?
goddamn
From a steamboat to a billy goat. I done tried
it.
it. I done had a chick that could carry me. I done had a chick I could ride on. I done had a chick that was as short as hell. I done had where I look like I'm a fucking NBA player. I done had all different types.
Varieties, okay.
And I am still fucking single. So I don't want to hear that bullshit about type, because guess what? If that's the case, I'm just like, nobody's type, nigga. Nobody? I'm not nobody's
So-
type, nigga. The world, nigga.
So
Nobody?
yes,
Nobody
so,
like a biblical size motherfucking brother anymore?
That's so.
Nobody like a biblical size peanut butter colored brother no more? Look at Jwill. He got a ring.
But
He don't even
again,
brush his teeth.
we have those issues, like we have those types, and again, like you say, we've dated, but we have a physical type.
Yeah.
At what point, or at what level, do you come outside of your type and find, you know, and go against the grain, and maybe find happiness? Like okay, like say for instance,
There is no happiness on either side of that grain.
to stop go date to, like, okay, say I don't like, but I'll go date such, you know, just to try it.
Okay,
This
so let's
this
say
is
this.
against the grain. This is peanut butter, and I don't care about jelly too much, but I'm gonna try some jelly.
Okay, so let's say this, and I know Jwill can chime in with me when I say this. Miss Newman, we know you like tall motherfuckers. Maybe you should stop dating tall motherfuckers.
That's why I'm searching knee-high private eyes.
A nigga like LaRon.
But
I ain't never seen him, but I want him at titty now. Their mouth just gotta come to my titty. I want a little nigga now.
Lil Ron, nigga,
Yeah.
hey, you about titty lift,
Yeah,
Miss Newman.
I'm gonna give me a midget,
Oh, Lord.
a white white midget.
A white
But
midget?
you know what? I think the other thing too is that I've always been, you know, you always hear this all the time. When you're looking too hard, you're not gonna find.
Oh no,
anything.
that's true.
And
That's
and when you just kind of worry about you and your own happiness, then and you
still
find
end up
peace within
single.
yourself and your happiness, that exudes.
You have
You
to be
still
happy.
end up
Okay.
Period.
Can I just
Please
man,
do.
'cause I'm
Please
so-
do.
ain't
Y'all
said
single
shit.
people
Come
are
on.
driving me fucking nuts with this typing.
Man.
Here's the problem. You're looking for something that you made up in your mind. Your mind is the most dangerous place you could ever go in the world. Because if you are angry, you can make yourself madder. The more you think about something, the hotter you get, and nobody else is mad but you.
That's right.
When you in
Nobody
love,
knows.
you can't explain to somebody what
Right.
you feel. Because, man, no matter how many words you use, they can't feel it.
Right.
When y'all start hollering this type shit, and I'm talking to the world, I'm talking
World.
to my co-host, y'all love to keep putting some shit that is in your head. It is a physical bullshit. It is a way for you to make yourself still feel desirable and you still want to stay in the chase. When in reality,
Message.
you are ready to give up because you keep looking for something that
Say,
only
I
you
can't
got
find
made
my
up.
time.
Yeah.
Here's the truth. The person that you probably should have been with, you let them go. 9 times out of 10 because you wasn't ready to accept the shit that they was trying to give you that you said you wanted.
I hope.
So I should have kept that chick with the cigarette burn?
Man,
I'm,
you know
I'm
what?
pointing.
She probably would have quit smoking when she got you because you don't like cigarettes.
Yeah.
See, that's the
To keep
reality
you.
of the world.
Because she wants to make you happy. See, go
I
ahead,
love women when they sit around and tell me that there's no good men left.
That's
Here's
a
the
lie.
truth. You ain't looking for good men because look at what you had. And 9 times out of 10, when you get somebody new, the first problem is you didn't let go of who you let go of.
Well, that's a
Word.
solid point on that.
Word.
But the other thing too, again, we have to turn it into
It's
ourselves.
It's a us
Look at it.
thing.
Like you say, the thing is that when you learn to be by yourself and you're happy by yourself, and you can go to like a El Gaucho and have a 5-course meal and spend $300 on yourself and be okay with that, guess what?
You're okay.
You don't
You're
want
okay.
nobody.
Yes.
It's not that you don't want
No,
anybody.
hold on. Let me
but
jump
I
right in there.
think
And
what
let me
it
just
is-
take that point before you go forward.
Yes.
Here's the truth. When you do all of those things by yourself, that is because that's what you want to do. You don't want to be with somebody else and spend $300 because then if that's what you wanted,
Yeah,
you would have
'cause then
found
it's
somebody who would
$600.
say, "Hey, you know what? I'll meet you there." Now you only got to spend $150 because they there with you.
But let
See,
me finish.
hold
Let me
on.
finish
I'm
my
gonna let you
point
get
on
to
that,
the point.
though. No,
Let me just
and
speak
to
on
a
this.
certain extent,
Again,
I
we
agree.
arguing, and it's an opinion, and I told you I won't argue an opinion. Reality is most people love to tell the world what they want. But when you look at what your past relationships look like, it is nothing like what you told me you want. So you tell me you want a tall dude. Well, okay.
I said that's what I like.
That's what you you
That's
say
what
you want a
what
tall
you
dude.
physically attracted to.
But if
Yeah.
1,000 tall dudes come up and they all still suckers, do you still want a tall dude?
Hell no.
So now you got
No, I was
1,000
gonna look
suckers.
for the next one.
You got 1,000 suckers, but if 1,001 was the number that you had to reach, you probably quit at 500 because you're not gonna get to 1,000. If it keeps repetitiously being a problem, that should be the answer to
that
the
you
situation.
change up.
The
Yes.
equation.
So if short Jones always been a problem, I need to go for a 6-foot joint?
But that's if a 6-foot jump wants you back. See, that's the thing. We always think that I love to think that I'm desirable. But here's reality.
I know
Every woman
I
don't
am.
want me.
I mean,
I don't know why.
Kinda.
If they knew me, then you would want me. That's how I feel. But in reality, I went after women who didn't want me back, and that's where I was miserable. Because man, I'm trying to give you what you don't want. And you told me this. So when you give me plan A, B, and C, and I follow them to the letter, and we still don't make it, that's signs that it wasn't the real plan. I got a friend that love to tell me, man, I'm looking for a man to make 6 figures a year, and I want him to come in and be. See, again, I told y'all in relationships, you got to meet on an even playing field. If you got
Right.
6 figures and I got 2 figures, well, guess what? We ain't even.
Because you
So
don't want
every
me.
time you go somewhere and you pay for it, you're gonna remind me that I only got 2 figures.
That's why I see all these homeless couples.
Man, together, even playing field.
We ain't got shit
We ain't
together.
got shit together. But if we
evenly
build
yoked.
together,
I'd
guess
be
how
so
strong
jealous.
we become. Because what they say the strongest part of a house is foundation.
Foundation.
And a lot of people are so that's where I was going. Thank you, little big brother. Because a lot of people are so fixated on the physical,
Yeah.
right? Till we let what really matters go.
Okay.
That was the point that I was getting to.
Gotcha.
I got you.
That was the whole point. We're so fixated on
Women do. I don't know
what
how
they
many.
look like.
I'm not saying men don't.
Men
I just
do
don't.
too.
I just don't see.
absolutely,
I just
men.
don't see.
Don't
it as
say
much.
you don't.
No, no.
Oh,
do
I
not.
see it
So
all the
the
I do
time.
not.
definition,
Let me
that's
be
why
clear.
they say men are so shallow.
Let me be clear. I do not. I don't deal with a joint that smokes cigarettes. So you cannot come into my world. I don't care how fine you are. You could be Beyonce fine. You smoke cigarettes, I'm still gonna fuck. But
see what I mean? If that ain't the most shallow statement you can make as a man for representation,
it's Beyonce.
But you make a.
I'm not gonna be rocking.
I
with
get
you.
it. You don't want to lower your standard, and that's true. But that makes it hard for you to elevate too, because the standard may be set too high. Like when I met Terry Free, I love having her on the podcast. Like I told you, me and her gonna always bump heads, but I value her opinion because man, when Terry speak, she 10 toes down on what she's talking about.
Absolutely.
That's why I didn't want her to expand her point. I wanted her to say her point. Not we argue 3 points at one time.
Right.
I just want to speak on that portion of it.
Right.
Now, again, the floor is back to Terry because I know where she's going with this. She's the other side of it.
Right.
Again, there's a yin and a yang to everything.
And I think the other thing too is, and I just learned this through my own experiences. I was, it's funny because I was married I was in a relationship, married for 20, together for 25, right? And this person, you would think, I thought at the time, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted, which for a period
For a
of
long
time.
time it was.
But again, we grow, right, as humans, and we're supposed to elevate each other in relationships, correct? I think that you've even said that in your marriage. Everybody has their time. Everybody has their time. But still, in order for your relationships or just, and not just one-on-one, with any relationship, your
be some growth.
friendships or whatever, you have to be able to be happy with you, first and foremost. You have to be
have to love
confident. You
love
have to be
yourself
like,
before you can
yep,
love someone else.
everybody, by all means, you should think of yourself as everybody should want me, right? Because I know the type of person I am. I know I'm this, that, and the other thing, right?
I'm heroin.
My mama told me I was pretty.
But the thing is that not every. I mean, what is it? The saying these days is that people dim their own light
So
in
others
order
can
to
shine.
fit what they think is the right relationship. Nobody should ever dim their light.
No.
Ever, right?
But
Nobody
that's the
puts
sun.
baby in the corner.
No, you
Nobody.
better put that Ray
Nobody.
Charles on
But
and bring your ass
but
home,
to
nigga.
your point of, and this is where we disagree, right? I can go to El Gaucho, spend $300. That doesn't mean I want to be alone. Because I don't want to be alone. I
Sometimes
would
you
love
just
to be
want
with
the peace.
somebody to have dinner with and enjoy some conversation. But if I don't have anybody to take me out, why not take myself out?
And there's no harm, no foul
Right.
in that. But don't do I'm taking myself out because there's no. See,
Oh, God,
that's
no.
that's the problem that I have.
With a lot of people.
It's
Absolutely.
not that you're doing it because you want to do it for yourself. Like I buy myself shoes,
But
Yeah.
we need to
but I know my
normalize.
wife buy me shoes too.
We need
Yes.
to normalize
Baby, buy
doing
me some
stuff
shoes.
by ourselves.
Exactly. Yes.
And
That's
I'm
a
gonna
good
tell you,
point.
because
That's a
let
good
me
point.
say this: as a single man, I do a lot of shit by myself. Most of my partners is Jwill, right? like
Most
so,
of his partners.
yeah. So
I'm plural.
You,
so
you know what I'm
there's
saying?
that. I
So
feel that.
so they all married. They booed up.
Right.
So I'm like one of the only single cats I know.
Right.
So I'm out all the time by myself, and it really sucks because you don't find a lot of 40 and up motherfuckers out
It's
there.
not coupled up. Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like, I can't meet you nowhere. It used to be I can meet you out at the grocery store or something.
man.
Nowadays, that's unheard of.
No, 'cause
if I
everything's
approach
an
you
app.
out and about, you got an attitude. I almost got to throw a brick at you.
But again, your attitude, right? That's always interesting to me, especially when it comes to men, we're talking about men and women and stuff, because when men are approached by a woman who's been single for a while, has gone through whatever, healed, whatever the case may be, and she's very strong on what she believes, all of a sudden we got attitude. You said attitude.
No, hold up. Let's rewind.
I've been called the king queen.
All right, here's the
queen
thing.
king.
Let me be clear. When I say attitude, I'm talking about when I approach. First off,
what you want.
Yes, that's it. Like, here's my thing. Most women, y'all front. I was out at Walmart. I saw a
we
joint,
about to
right?
catch
She
this
had a little face mask on, right? Even though the pandemic was over, I was like, okay, well, maybe that's just her thing. She might have breath. I don't know. So I rolled up on her, and I was like, what's good? Yada, yada, yada. And I was like, let me get your number. She was like, cool, because I am a meet you out person. It's hard. I'm trying to understand the dating thing online, but it just don't really work for
dating
me.
is- ugh.
So, boom. She shoots me the number. At this point, she could have said to me, you know what, man? I appreciate you walking up on me, but I'm not interested.
Right.
She gave me some number. I assume it was the right number, but when I texted everything, nothing.
Right.
Not too long ago, I'm riding to work. I went down a one-way street to meet this joint. She was like, yo, and I'm going down the wrong way. And I was like, yo, damn, I had to go down the one-way street to say what's up. Well, shoots me a number. Again, you could say, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I shoot her a text. Now, this time, when I call her right there, so I see her phone ring. I'm shooting her a text. What's good? What's good? Nothing. I'm grown.
Yeah.
You can say, nah, not interested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And send me on my motherfucking way. So this is the issue. And the hard part, especially at being 50 extra, is that when I go out, it's really not a spot for us to go.
Yeah.
To have a good time, to meet women my age.
Right.
So then I gotta go online. But then online I look like I'm thirsty because
Right.
I'm liking every profile. Like,
Yeah.
she's cute, she's cute, she's
Right,
cute, she's
right.
cute. And then nobody hits me back. You know what I get? Every 300-pound white woman from here to fucking from here to
That
Vancouver.
could be your type.
That could be your time.
Yo.
Have you tried one? Have you tried one?
You know what? I have not. And I gotta be honest.
I ain't never ate shit, but I don't think I like it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like 2% milk. I don't
You
like
a whole
2%.
milk kind of guy?
You know what I'm saying? I need whole
Well,
milk,
you
whole
know,
milk,
they
whole milk.
say.
You know what I'm saying? Some give me a pina colada or something.
Put some rum in it or something.
Something a little flavor. Again, so like I said, I want y'all to make sure y'all start sending me some music, man. And please make sure we get our subscribers up. Let's get up. Let's hit for the month
share,
between now and
subscribe.
June. Let's try to get to 10,000 likes, views, followers, subscribers, the whole 9 yards. Let's grow this shit, man. Coffee and Condoms, man. We're gonna jump into some music and then we're gonna come back and rock with y'all, man.
Telegraph, telephone,
Friend, how many of us have them?
I feel to be a real one.
Shit, Benji, you caught me off guard.
Down for a real one. Regicide, certified, don't trip, cross my nah, high, yeah, you know what it is. I feel to be a real one. Bust it down for a real one. We in the spot, let me feel some. I feel to be a real one. Don't play with a real one. Bust it down for a real one. We in the spot, let me feel some. I feel to be a real one. Don't play with a real one. Holla, here we go again. We're just hop at the trip with his flow again. Y'all losing over there, all we do is win. Spin the beat and drop the pack off, then we spin again. All fam on mine, homie, fuck a friend. Almost make me wanna say that shit again. By myself, not surrounded by many men. With a whole gang behind me, we can get it in. Bring a friend, maybe we can film it on your camera lens. Going hard like a 21st birthday. Nail it to the cross, yeah, fuck her in the worst way. See me and they show respect inside when the murk bang. Cause they girl choosing broke and they thirsty. I ain't nothing, but I like to have it my way. Monday through Monday, Friday through Friday. Bust it down for a real one. We in the spot, let me feel some. How I feel to be a real one. Don't play with a real one. Bust it down for a real one. We in the spot, let me feel some. How I feel to be a real one. Don't play with a real one. Yeah, the club about to close, what you tryna do? I'm talking me plus you and the mother too. Yeah, your homegirl's nice, what they tryna do? I ain't tricking on no chick, I'm the living proof. And you tryna chase a bag or you chasing likes? Everybody got a tool, nobody wanna fight. Told her play with a pussy, now I'm with my life. Grind my nah, I be living life. Look at the UPS pack, said it touchdown. What that means, she'll be back, but see the bust down. 36 over there, 16 over here. Had the green and the white. The zaps for the players, regicide, certified, shawty rude, he the mayor. If she bust it down, then I won't see you later. Come with me, I smoke flavors. And I'm dangerous. Bust it down for a real one. We in the spot, let me feel some. How I feel to be a real one. Don't play with a real one. Bust it down for a real one. We in the spot, let me feel some. How I feel to be a real one. Don't play with a real one. Hey, tell her get dressed, let's go shopping. I know losers not an option, and we running through the profit, blasting off like a rocket. Take you anywhere you wanna go. Pull your hair, stroke you slow. Stop playing. We catching flights, not feelings, and you dealing with the realest. On my grind, I'm about to kill it. On my mind, I touch a billion, feel like Wayne with no ceilings, and we ride with no ceilings, and you dealing with a sinner. Run the D, I play the center. Ha! Stop playing. Come here. Stop playing. We gon' be gone for a week. Sex on the beach, beauty and the beast. Every time that you with me, I got that motion, you got that potion. I keep you wetter than the ocean. Like, stop playing. I wanna buy you anything. A business in a wedding ring. I wanna make a change. And that's to your last name. Don't ask how that cash came. Dipping in a fast lane. Want the money, keep the fame. Just hold me down, I'll do the same. What's up? Let's ride. Stop playing. Come here. You know, Regicide certified, right? Grind my hot. You know what it is. Yeah.
Beat bangs.
And that, but I can't tell you about that. But that no.
And we are back, Coffee and Condoms again. My man Reggie Prince, Regicide, that shit is fire to me. My dude got it. And he's local. That's what I love. Local artists doing their thing. Also, make sure you comment. We do have. I'm gonna get right now. I don't got it, so I'm just. Right now, I don't got. But I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a little screen. A little screen where we can see the comments come up, and then we'll be able to comment to the comments.
That sounds good.
You know, so that is a plan.
I want to comment to the comments.
Comments.
Just make sure you be respectful because you will get cussed out. We don't play. We ain't here. We here for the bullshit. We here for the bullshit.
Are you sure?
I'm not a hostile.
We're not gonna go to that side.
No.
We've been talking.
We hit that, didn't we?
We've been talking freak
We're
offs.
gonna talk about that right now.
And dating and types and all this other shit. But this is kind of on the other side of that. And I want to touch this before we jump off. And I've talked about bad children before, right? I've talked about bad children before. We brought this on, just so y'all know, I work at a school. And we had got some new folks that had come in and they was doing the walk around, right? They're new to the school. They're about to be employees there. And when the lady asked me, what is my position at the school? I said, man, I'm a little bit of everything. I'm security, I'm counselor, and I choke a cat out when he acting up, he a little bad. I got to, and she's like, mind you, of course, I'm joking with you, right? But she's like, makes a face. I said, every little kid, we get a little bad one here and there. She said, well,
there's no such
thing as bad kids.
Yes, there are.
Just bad parents. And I said, I don't know. I know a lot of bad kids in prison.
Did she say that?
She did say that.
I've heard that 1,000 times.
And I said, I know a lot of bad kids in prison. So this is what she said. I said, well, my exact words, I said, well, I'm from Philly, and I know a lot of bad kids that got locked up. She said, well, I'm from Walla Walla.
Oh, yeah, that Eastern Washington.
And I was like...
That's like basically the same.
And I was like, did you just compare Walla Walla and Philly? I cannot say
there
basically the same.
There is a penitentiary in Walla Walla.
There is.
If you said Philly, like she said Walla Walla, it would be basically the same.
I was like, did she say Wawa? Because I instantly thought, man, God give me a hoagie. Like, you from Wawa, Pennsylvania?
Walla Walla.
She said Walla Walla. And I was like, is that hood? Is that, because I'm unbeknownst.
That's Eastern Washington.
Unbeknownst to Scooter, I've never heard of, nowhere, in no rap song I've heard Walla Walla. I've heard Compton, ain't no city just like mine. Heard that? I heard New York. I heard motherfucking Philly, boom, boom, boom. Philly, where I am from. I heard Welcome to Atlanta. Boom, 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 boom. Right? All the shit. I ain't never once heard somebody saying
Walla Walla.
That's
No.
because all the tough
Ever.
people from Walla Walla don't shout it out.
The thing of it is
gangster.
it's a small
It's so
prison
hood.
town, so of course
Yes.
they're not gonna have any crime because everybody works at the goddamn prison.
And you
But
don't listen to
I
country
feel
music.
like Walla Walla is like the orphans in the movie The
So,
Warriors.
so being from that side, from
Okay.
Eastern Washington,
Please
so I
explain.
know where Walla Walla is
Okay.
very well because we used to travel through it all the time. It is. It's got a major penitentiary there, which the penitentiary, if I'm not mistaken, is high security because that's where all the murderers go. If I'm not mistaken. But you have to remember too, in Eastern Washington, that's your red side of our state.
Okay.
Right? It's very red. It's very Trumpish. It's very sorry. That's where your white collar is. So they think
but
that,
are you running around telling folks, "Psst,
but
Walla
also
Walla,
know,
son"?
but also know that it's a big heroin and big drug
it
area.
all.
Well, I want to get back to the fact that the bitch had the audacity
Please.
to say there's no bad parent, there's no bad kids, just bad parents. Apparently that bitch don't have no kids. And when she does have a child, Billy's gonna get to a certain age and he's gonna kick her ass because
Kick the
she
shit
doesn't
out of
believe.
her.
Let me tell you something. I don't know where you were going with this,
Please do.
but I'm just gonna
Yeah.
land the plane.
Please. Con air this
Children were
motherfucker.
put here for us to discipline. We were disciplined. Our parents before us were disciplined. There is a line between discipline and abuse.
Yes.
I have two boys. One of my boys I had to spank. My grandfather said you have to beat the fear of life into him because he's hard-headed, right?
Yes.
And then I have another son that I could just holler at, and he was so I never had to spank him, right? So there's children that you have to discipline to put on a path of righteousness so that they understand, and then there's children you don't. But there's children that if you don't teach children some kind of discipline from the time they're from the time they can say, yeah, no, mama, daddy, that's when you start that's kind of when you start, disciplining. But if you do not discipline and train your child, they are going to be fuck ups.
But here's the other on the note that she says bad parents and then doesn't think that there are bad children. Parenting, if you're a bad parent, you're going to have a bad child. It comes from that.
Yeah. But
Right?
but if
It
you're a
comes
weak
from-
parent, if you're a weak parent, I feel like you get a bad child from many different things. From bad parenting, you get a bad child. From weak parents, you get a bad child. If you overspoil your kid, you get a bad child. There's so many different things that can turn your child to the dark side.
You can be the best motherfucker in the world.
And that's true.
And you could be a Brady parent.
Right.
And your
And you
child,
still-
once your child is out in that world,
Yes.
that child is going to become whatever he wants. He's going to choose his path.
Right.
So you can be the best. You can be the best. I've gave Brittany everything she wanted. Trust fund, silver spoon, new car, everything. And
Yeah.
then she's on heroin. Okay. You
Absolutely, I would
but
agree with that.
children, once they get in the world, you can be good or bad. But it's up to you as a parent when they're young to discipline and
Yes.
try to train them the
To
best
guide
you can.
that.
Facts.
If providing your stupid ass has any discipline and
Word.
logic.
Well,
Wow.
and the other thing too, I think as parents, I think what happens, you have those ignorant parents who don't believe that their child can do no wrong.
And that's ignorant.
ridiculous.
That is
that's
the
ignorant.
worst.
The fact that you have to remember that you're not only are you human as a parent, but also your children are.
Yes.
So yes, little Johnny can be a dumb shit, right? Little
my
Johnny
favorite
can
is-
be.
I can't believe my child, not my child.
There's nothing worse than a
Anyone's
parent that
child.
doesn't believe their kid can be a fuck up. That was never
Right.
me. Let me tell you something. Every morning I sent my kids to school wearing 3 shoes. You know what I'm saying? Just with the thought of, you know what I'm saying? Every morning after the cereal, it was 3 shoe time. That's 2 in their feet and 1 in their ass. I don't care if they did something or they didn't do something.
The
You know what I'm
math
saying?
was a
That's
math. and the
new.
first was-
I sent them to school with 3 shoes every morning just for GP. Take that with you. Just in case when you get out there and I ain't around, guess what you're going to think of? That 3rd shoe in your ass. That 3rd shoe in your
I like
ass.
that.
You know
I
what
like
I'm
I've
saying?
shown up at my kids' school when I was on cube. I used to tell my kids, especially my oldest, I said, understand, I'm done by 10. I can be at that school by 10:30. Don't fuck it. And I did. I showed up when he was a senior in high school. At his, I got a call from a teacher that said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that he's borderline about to get a D in this class." So I notify all the parents. You know,
But see,
and I
that's the
said,
teacher
"All
trying to
right, no
help.
problem. What time's the class?" And she told me, and I said, "Okay, no worries,
I'll be
no
there.
worries." Hung up, went straight to the school. It was my first time meeting her. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're here." And I said, "Absolutely. Where's your classroom?" And she goes, "It's back there, right around the corner." I said, "Cool. Don't say anything." Sat my ass down, watched all the kids come through. Sat in there because, you know, I'm short, just like I look just like I
Blended right in.
And then he's the last motherfucker in there.
And
Last motherfucker
late.
in there. And I'm just, and everybody's looking at me and I'm just like this.
But boy, when he
Did he
saw
And
see
you-
you?
he's, absolutely.
Okay.
And I looked at him, and as soon as he turned around and he saw me sitting there, he was like, and everybody was like, "Holy shit." I said, "Do me a favor, sit right in front of me." I said, "Understand something. Every day, I will be here every day.
But
Don't even."
that's taking parenting seriously.
Absolutely.
Facts.
With coaching, man, I coach. I raise my kids. Like I used to tell my kids all the time, I was raised without a father. So when I started coaching, I was doing it for my son.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that how many of the kids on my team didn't
Don't-
have that.
Needed a
Right.
father.
No
Not
father
that
figure.
their father wasn't there or wasn't in their lives. It was sometimes absent because of military.
Oh,
because of
right,
life.
Right.
Parents aren't together.
Right.
Situations.
I became the male role model to a lot of the
Yeah.
kids on my team
Wow.
as a dad, as a coach, as a big brother, as a friend.
Yeah.
You play a lot of roles.
Yes.
But I was only giving back to what someone gave to me, and I paid it forward because the military helped
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Man, the streets, like I used to tell people all the time, my mom couldn't teach me how to be a man. She just taught me how to be a better one.
Yeah.
The streets taught me how to be a man. Once I got out the house, I was on the block. And once you hit that block, I don't care how old you think you are,
Yeah.
you're going to grow up a lot faster because there are choices that you got to make. So when I hear people say bad kids, I never agree with the term bad kids. I believe in situations. Some kids are going to react to what they're around and what you let them see. So if you live in the hood, no matter how good you are in the house, they still got to go up in the
Yes.
hood.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
going to see some shit that, man, you
I'ma
might
still
not
say
show them.
bad kids.
Because I done been to some people's houses now. Don't get me, and I done been to some people's houses, and they had some little girls, and them little motherfuckers was crawling over me like a spider monkey. I ain't never met. I was in the motherfucker 5 minutes and lost an earring, a necklace, my watch, and my goddamn cell
That's a
phone.
business. That's what-
So
that's what
somebody,
everybody
so
do.
I will say. Some of these motherfuckers got some bad ass motherfucking kids, but
Bad
that's a lot of times. This happens when young women have kids, and not just
and they're
not
not-
just
yeah.
with back to
Right.
back to back to back. You can't be 19 and have 5 kids and not had anybody
But that's
above
that
you to
situational
blessing
part.
you.
Yeah.
Through their
No, I don't
situational.
disagree. I
So
don't
we have
disagree
had
with
some
your
back yeah.
situationship.
Because
Yeah.
like you were saying, you can come from that silver spoon and still your kids turn out wrong.
Just go to Bellevue.
But
Go
then,
to Bellevue Square.
Again, that's
Or
the
Walla Walla.
situation. Again, for me, I didn't understand until I started coaching the kids take their prescription medications, crunch it up, and snort it. And I'm thinking, why would you do that?
Right.
Because they get a different feeling.
Yeah.
They're still taking the medication.
It goes
so
straight
their
to the
parents
bloodstream
are-
that way.
Their parents are going, oh, well, little Johnny takes his pill every day. How's he taking that pill?
Right.
Snorting up
He
his
didn't know
Adderall.
He was railing it, and that's the term I had to learn because my kids taught it to me.
What's it called?
Railing.
Rail.
Railing?
Railing.
You make it
Because you
into a
put it
line.
into a rail.
Yep. You make it into a line.
Oh well.
Yeah, let me say
That's
this.
an old school
You
term.
children of the
That
day.
is an old
You
school
21st
term.
century children make me sick, changing names and making them railing.
Railing.
That's old school.
Well, just
That's
like I didn't-
way back in the day.
I didn't know what
60s,
capping was.
70s.
Huh?
I didn't know what capping was.
Capping pisses me off.
I didn't know
Right? I
capping
hate
meant
capping.
you lying.
Yeah, that's
We just
cap.
say line.
That's cap.
But again, look at our age and how we were brought.
Yeah.
Like the things that we were told we shouldn't do, we thought was cool.
True.
The shit that they think are cool, what are we doing? We're telling
Right.
them they shouldn't do.
Well, I would
Like
never
I
be
get skinny
cool.
jeans. A boy in skinny jeans to me deserves me to kick him directly in his little narrow ass.
I don't understand why you got skinny jeans on and you sagging.
But
Skinny
right,
jeans.
right.
And here's
Why
what's
are we
crazy.
still
I still
sagging?
see your draw.
Here's what's crazy.
Why are we sagging
They skinny
still?
all the way up to the thigh, right? Because I had to go get some jeans, and I was like, and now they almost force you to
Everything
get
is
something
them
skinny.
tight.
Yes.
And the jean was tight all the way up here, and then got loose right around my waist, and I
Amazon.
was like, what the hell is this for?
I can't stay.
Like, I don't need
shopping
to
for
lose
pants,
weight.
I
Like the
buy the
pants are
exact
like a
same
built
pair
like
of
a-
pants
like
every
a-
time I buy pants.
Man.
I just think that and I don't disagree with you at all. That is huge. You see that a lot, because. But I think the other thing too, our society has changed so much because we have social media. We have when we grew up, we didn't have we weren't exposed to as much as we
We
are.
were the each one teach one generation.
Yeah.
We had an older person telling
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Like my mom gave me nothing but bad advice, and it was really
Oh,
because
God.
she only
Yeah.
knew what she knew.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
you
mama
knew the
never
stove
been
was hot
outside
because the
of
stove
this
was
area,
hot.
So how
Yeah.
you gonna tell me? But what did she tell you? Don't touch it.
I want
Yeah.
to know who told these little crazy motherfuckers to wear goddamn hoodies in the summer and then be naked in the winter. Somebody changed
Yo,
their
so confusing. Pajama pants, but you go do your eyes. Why you got on face makeup?
You had time to do your face makeup,
You
but not put
got the
clothes
nerve
on.
to tie your shirt in a knot, make it a half shirt, put on makeup and do your hair, nails and everything, and you got on pajama pants and Uggs.
a bonnet.
And some
Fucking
Uggs.
bonnet.
And some
And
Uggs.
yo, here's what's worse. Because I remember thinking, you know what? This is weird for girls. But you ain't never gonna get no dude to come to school in no pajama pants. Or
yeah.
now they coming to school in pajama
All
pants.
the time. And
bonnets.
And bonnet.
And bonnets.
And get mad if you say they gay. Like, if you
Yo.
don't want to be addressed
But-
in such a way, then don't present yourself. In
But
such a-
again, naudays,
They don't
nowadays
present it.
it's
It's a
that's not
different
what
vibe.
it
That's
is.
the fashion.
Man.
Well, look at the athletes,
Man.
right?
Yo, all the athletes
But
coming out
also
saying they
too,
done sucked a Peter.
here's the other thing too is you
I
have to
don't know
remember
that,
in,
but
that's talking about that
in
next week.
America,
We talking about that next week.
in
Not
America,
next week. The week
I'm
after.
listening.
we're totally different. Our style. You go to Europe and to Ireland and all those.
It's okay to be naked.
It's just right.
But- Yeah,
it
that's-
literally
yeah.
is.
That's that
like
whole what you're surrounded by, man. Again, our generation where we had the older head that was like I grew up in a barbershop.
Yeah.
That's how I learned to be a man.
But we also got to understand
I swept
agendas.
hair.
yeah.
Agenda is different now.
But
We
that's
forcing
something that's
agendas.
new now because the internet can do that.
I agree
Yes.
100%.
Pick up this phone, you
Yes.
swipe 3 times, and then what's like my favorite site is called. It's got a hub in it.
Yeah.
And when I swipe, I be looking for nothing but booby, and then here come these 2 dudes kissing, and I don't know how they got there because I know I go back, look at my settings
Hey,
to
I'm
make
putting
sure
this-
And
it's
you
not
ain't
supposed to
push
be there.
nothing with that
I'm
on
putting
that.
this right now. Next week we talking about the hidden agenda. And what else did I just say that we was gonna talk about?
We wasn't listening. To
The
you.
athletes sucking cock.
Athletes and the cocksucker.
I hate the way you say that.
That's what we talking. But
I didn't want to say dick.
Before we get into our last thing, we got to end the debate, man. We got to let's end the debate. So let's do that. Let's jump into it real quick.
Let's end the debate.
We only doing that so you can hit the button.
I know, right?
T-Move to
I love it. I love it. So let's end the debate. We done talked about a lot of shit tonight, but I mean this morning, afternoon, sometime today. But 2 things, and I got to make sure I'm clear when I say this. Is it Jimmies or Sprinkles?
For what?
Jimmies or Sprinkles?
It's sprinkles. I ain't never heard
It's
of
Jimmies.
It's sprinkles. What's a Jimmy?
Jimmies.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles is the shit you put on your donut. Jimmies is what you put on your ice cream.
This is the same damn thing, man.
No,
It's a
Jimmy.
sprinkle,
Jimmies
man.
or sprinkle.
It's sprinkles.
That must be an East
Sprinkles.
Coast thing.
Jimmies, dude.
So
Jimmies.
here's the difference. The way I know it.
Uh-huh.
The sprinkles are like the they're glittery, right? They're like glittery. Jimmies are the ones are the little
That's the red,
like
blue,
the red
candies.
and blue,
thing.
yeah.
The little candy.
The little candy
Yeah.
joints, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the same. You put it on on the ice cream, but it's
Me,
2 different things.
If you putting anything on anything,
It's a
what are you
sprinkle.
doing? Sprinkling it.
It's a sprinkle.
Sprinkles.
I don't give a
Word.
damn what
Okay.
it is.
Damn it, they Jimmies.
Let's say, yeah, give me some of them red sprinkles over here.
yeah.
E40 didn't say Jimmy me. Ooh, he said sprinkle.
Sprinkle me.
Yeah, because he was talking about ice cream.
Sprinkle,
You don't
sprinkle.
know what
If we
E40
talking
is
about ice cream,
Everybody
I-
knows that. Gosh, everybody knows E40 was not talking about ice cream. He was sprinkling his coolness.
We
Yeah.
don't know what the hell E40 is talking about. E40 don't know what the hell E40 is talking about.
I don't give a
Okay,
damn
I got
what it
one.
was. Sprinkle me.
Okay.
There we go.
Sneakers
We'll make
or
it.
tennis shoes?
Tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
I've been saying
Sneakers, you
tennis
lying
all my life.
motherfuckers. It is a
Tennis
sneaker.
shoes.
It was tennis shoes I got to the city.
Tennis
Now I start
shoes,
calling
yeah.
sneakers. It's
Oh
like
my God.
Again,
You
it just
backwater
depends upon.
motherfuckers.
But here's the thing. Again, in the East Coast, sell there,
Sneakers.
it's pop. It's soda.
Soda. Yes.
Western, it's pop.
A pop is this.
Soda and pop.
Tennis
Two
shoes is
different
when you
things,
step
right?
on. Tennis shoes
It's
is when you
area.
go out and you playing with Andre Agassi.
Yeah, let me see your shoes, Jwill. Are those okay?
Them is
those
sneakers.
are tennis shoes.
No, sir. Them is sneakers.
Sneakers are like Adidas, like or like running
Air
shoes
Force
type of
Ones
things.
and sneakers.
Those
Tennis shoes is you wear them on the tennis court. That's it. Them little Gilligan joints. Them
Country
is
folks
tennis
say,
shoes.
you go with me, go get your tennis shoes.
Yep.
Put your damn shoes on, boy.
Ain't
Shit.
nobody say go get your sneakers. Go get your tennis shoes. Put your tennises on.
I
Y'all
think
see
it
this
again.
confused, folks.
I think
Country,
again,
man.
it
Can't
is
help
where you grew up.
Sneakers.
It's
Sneakers.
just where
On
you
our
grew up.
Foot Locker, when you go to Foot Locker on the sneaker bag, it say honor thy sneaker. It is a way of life.
Oh, jeez. Get
City
out.
folk, man. Y'all just want to be right about everything.
I mean, I'm just gotta let y'all know. I mean, it is.
Where
Sneakers,
city
it
meets
is.
where city meets country.
Country.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a
I'm
happy
with ya.
medium,
All
and it's
right.
called a mid motherfucker West.
Yo,
Hey, that'll be me.
make sure y'all tune in not next week. Next week we are off.
On
We are off.
vacation.
No, on vacation. But the Saturday after that, I think it's the 31st. Make sure you chime
back
in,
in
man,
the
with
game.
us.
Hey.
Again, Coffee and Condoms. Final words, Jwill.
May 31st, May 30th, man. Fan club, come out there, check us out, man. We
Yes.
about to bring the funny to Lakewood.
Word.
Other than that, man, Juneteenth is coming up, man. Find an event, support.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Newman.
If you are single,
And tall.
and no. If you are single and you're seeking your type, and you bumping your head because you keep going after that type, bitch, go after the opposite type, and you might find some
Go
happiness.
the other way.
There we go.
Miss Free.
Oh, jeez. Just love yourself.
Man,
Can you just love yourself?
to the fullest.
And I will end this with ending the debate. Is sneakers, is Jimmy's? Fuck what they talking about. 2 fingers.
And it's potatoes,
Coffee
not
and
JoJo's.
Bye. I know.
Coffee and condoms.
So passive, woke up them asses. The I was roused today, put on their glasses. The I was gone today, reread the tablet. I am just a human doing shit you can't fathom.
Podcast with me, your host, Scooter, aka the Funky Grandpa. This is Coffee and Condoms, and you are tuning into the newest podcast going down. It's bananas. I am your host, the Funky Grandpa, aka Scooter.